Hi! In this unfortunate event of a pandemic outbreak, we as students have to stay inside and do our studying online. This, I think, has some advantage to it. One of them being that the students would actually learn to be more disciplined, meaning that they do not only rely on their teachers, but also on themselves. So that's great. The other advantage is, I think, that the information getting to the students would actually be more diverse, meaning that the students can get their information from sources such as internet, books, online videos, journals, and many more. But like everything else, this has a downside to it. One of them is that the teachers do not have a way to make sure that their students have understood their materials. So in an effort of doing this, the teachers would usually burden the students with many tasks. That is a very ineffective way of making sure that your students have understood your materials. So this needs to be addressed. Another disadvantage is, I think, the unreliability of online media such as Google Meets and Zoom. They can be very great sometimes, but many times they are unreliable. Their connection, too much problem, making online studying ineffective. That's just my opinion. But to every problem, there's a solution. I suggest that the government would be announcing as quickly as possible the form of test that would be required for us high school students to get into the university. Why? Because by doing that, the school can focus their materials, their curriculum, on just teaching the important stuff and leaving out the unimportant quote-unquote materials. But we can also solve this problem from ourselves. We as a students can start to pay more attention to the teachers and try to ignore any distraction from outside that would cause you to not understanding the materials. That way we can make this online study more effective. One example of this is my personal experience. I would try to be as good as I can when the teachers are explaining something. I would not disturb him or her, and I would answer his or her questions when asked. So that is one good example. And another bad example, which I have done also, is I would disturb the teachers while they are trying to explain something. Maybe because I don't like the teachers or whatever. That is a bad example. Do not do that. But anyway, the conclusion is anything, including this online study, has advantage and disadvantage. That is just given. That's the fate of life. What we can do is try to overcome the disadvantage as best as we can and make use of the advantage also as best as we can and hope for the best result.